Good morning. Oh man, I'm excited. You know, there's a map that I post a link to underneath my videos. It's from the Kansas Department of Fish and Wildlife. And using that map, I found this pit. I need to check the pamphlet that they have out on mine, land, wildlife areas or check it closer. Now that I know what number it is, this is unit number 26. It's just a little, it's basically, this pit is all that's in unit 26. But looking on the map, it shows the depth of this pit. And right at, here's the boat launch. Right at in there, it's like 17 feet, all the way down through. It's about 17 to 20 feet deep, I think I remember seeing. It goes down and it turns and goes back on the other side of this. So pretty much a lot of this is an east-west pit. And what I like about that is a lot of times in the spring, you know, when it's real windy, the wind's out of the south or the north. And I don't know, I know wind's good for fishing and stuff, but I like to see if I can find, like, you know, go in a cove to get out of the wind. And so since this runs east and west, and there's all these trees, by the way, catalpa tree, that's what that is over there, those nice big white blooms. In this area, whenever those are blooming, that's when you really have to look out for severe weather. Just a side note, when you're living in the state of Kansas, that's something to keep in mind. Severe weather time is definitely here. But anyway, it's just gonna be a neat pit, I think, and we'll see what happens. But I was really impressed. There's also this W.R. Bill Hamilton, 1898 to 1957. So I guess one of the things I need to do when I get back is I need to Google Bill Hamilton. Obviously he was somebody that likes what we like, being outdoors, but you know, he took it that next level with the philosophy bit. But anyway, oh hey, I did something different. You'll never guess. I put in a padded chair. Actually, I did this for two reasons. Number one, the green chair that I was using was kind of like being pushed down around the pedestal that holds it up. I'm not sure what was causing that, but it kind of didn't have that nice support feeling that it did when I first started using it. Hard to explain. Also, it was a little creaky when I was turning from side to side. So this is just I swapped out this seat for a pumpkin seat up at the front of my bass tracker, and so this is just kind of hanging around. I thought, you know what, I'm going to give that a try. Maybe it won't make as much noise because I put some grease underneath there too, just a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. My lures of choice for today remain the same until proven otherwise. I know that as I said in my other video, what I start with I don't end up using the whole time usually, but I will be using my chatterbait with a gold blade. Looks like a bluegill kind of, and this cool little trailer that I super glued on, and it's still hanging in there like a champ. Of course, I have my buzzbait with this trailer that I glued on, triple blade. I love a triple blade because it gets up on the water real fast, and you can go slower with it to keep it up on top, and it puts out a lot of splash. There's a single blade one that is real common, and I've used that before, but you do have to reel it faster, and it takes longer for it to get up on top. The whole reason you're using these is, you know, top water bait. And then of course, I'm ready to put on a plastic. But today, I have my Yum Dinger John Dalton is what I call it. It's made by Yum Dinger, but I call it John Dalton because in his creek fishing adventures, he started using it, and man, it just worked great. Wow, looking around, this place looks great. I got to get started. We'll see what happens. I was not ready for this. I just tossed my lure out on the first cast with my chatterbait. And looky here. Hi there, buddy. Wow. That was interesting. I love being outdoors. That's just so cool. Okay, so before we move on, I want to go over something real quick. I know that people talk a lot about their fishing poles and stuff, just so you know. Just so you know, I don't have very expensive fishing poles. This combination came from Walmart. It's an ugly stick made by SEKStripPitFishing. It's the Light Pro. It's a 7-foot pole, medium action, 8 to 20 pound line. And there's the barcode in case you want to buy it again. Apparently I like a 7-foot pole, medium action. It's got good backbone. The part of the rod closest to the reel is really stout, but the tip has got some good flex to it. A Fluger reel. It's one that replaced one that I had that I finally wore out. It was from probably back in '82 is when I bought it. I just bought this last year at Walmart. It's basically the cheapest bait casting reel that they had because, you know, budget. So anyway, but it seems to work good. Makes a little bit of noise, but I like the cork handle. It's a really good rod. And so I've paired it up with my frog, my topwater frog. Let me bring that around so you can see it. This is what I'm going to be using. It's got this cool lip on it. Nice little orange underbelly. But the reason why is, look at this. I don't know if anywhere I look, you're probably going to get more glare than anything. But the way the weeds are growing up here, it's clear along the bank. I mean, there's lots of pockets, but the way these weeds grow up, there's space in between them where if I'm a bass, I would love to just kind of hang out in there and, you know, wait to ambush something that comes by either in front of me or above me. But see, I can toss this thing up in the water and work it across. I can let it set on those grass clumps, kind of move it across, then opening, oh, slam, fight is on. But anyway, this is a good bait to cover the I don't know, 0 to about 3 or 4 feet, maybe 5 feet of depth as these banks come out in this weedy stuff. Another way to do that would be I could put on a worm on my weightless worm rig and let it do the same kind of thing. But you know, anything that gets down in those weeds is gonna more than likely come back with some of it. So I don't want to be spending my time, you know, wasting casts and all that other good stuff. So that's why I'm going to try the frog. I will not take off my chatterbait. I mean, seriously. But what is the chatterbait on? See, this is the rod that my chatterbait is on. This thing I've had for a long time. This is from Bass Pro Shop. They're the ones that made this, Royal Express. And that's the same as the reel, as a rod-reel combination. I forget how long ago it was that I got this, but it is a 6'6" medium heavy action. So it's just a little 6 inches shorter than the other one, but that's the kind of rod that I like for the type of bass fishing that I'm doing. Oh, there's a snake going across the water. Yay, my day is complete. Apparently I have to have snakes around to do well. Anyway, I got this when I was teaching at Cecil Floyd in Missouri. It was a Christmas present. Wow. From a student of mine who knew I liked fishing. And they those wonderful parents got me a gift certificate to Bass Pro Shop. A very nice gift certificate. So I went and I made sure that I did the best with it that I could. And that rod and reel was one of the things I got. I got another rod and reel combination. That's the one that's at the bottom of the stump pit that fell off of this raft that I'm on. That's why I put these side rails on, because I didn't want that to happen again. And then this rod that I'm using, this is my spinning reel. Basically, it's my worm rod or jig, some light top, smaller lure topwater things. Xfinity speed stick, a loose speed stick, reel combination. Let's see, I think I'm not lying if I said that all of my reels have 10-pound test. The one with my frog may have 12, but anyway, 10 to 12 pound. I just use straight monofilament. I always have. Ever since I started fishing, I've always used just monofilament line. I know that there's braid and leaders and all this other stuff that you can get. I've never really got that fancy with all of that stuff, because the way that I grew up, my brother and I, Brian, who I dedicate these videos to, we started out fishing farm ponds using 202s, Zebco 202s with 10 or 12 pound test line on 2-piece poles, I think. I gave up 2-piece poles when I went to cast and the top piece went flying out with the lure. It's like, that's just not right. So 1 piece it's been ever since. But, you know, I'm sure that there's advantages to braid and all this other stuff. Otherwise, they wouldn't sell it, or at least they're just good commercials. I figure as long as I can cast, reel, set the hook, get the fish in the boat, that's all I need. I did that one time with my hands because my line broke. The fish was on the end of my line. I was able to grab the line and pull it in. So, you know, you can fish that way. It's a little bit more difficult, but you know, it's just fun. I try to make this as fun as possible. And the other thing I got to say before I get going back on this is my brother Brian and I grew up watching Harold Ensley, The Sportsman's Friend, Virgil Ward, and I think there was somebody else. Oh, Jerry McInnes. Those 3 shows were on TV, fishing shows on TV. It was so cool. They'd talk about the type of lures that they used, where they were going, they'd catch some fish, and my brother and I, this is really cool, because my brother and I always used to talk about, you know, having a fishing show. And if he was still alive, pretty sure we would be doing this together. But anyway, just want to go over that with you, because I don't know if anybody's curious about the type of rods and reels that I use, and the line, type of line, all that stuff. I'm as basic as it gets. I'm as cheap as it gets. So anyway, let's see if we can take this here frog and catch us some fish. But man, I love this, the cover in here. Doesn't seem to be as many trees, but there is some. Ooh. Let's see what's back here. I saw some water moving. Maybe somebody wants a frog. Oh, perfect. Oh, that's duckweed back there. Oh, fun. Oh. Oh my goodness. I think that was a pretty good choice. Airmailed. All wrapped around my... Speaking of my brother, we'll just go, crying out loud. All wrapped up in it. Didn't catch a fish, but I caught a turkey. My brother and I, we used to go around. We had a place in Missouri that's out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, there's a big swirl way back there. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be fun. Wow, if I can just accurately cast. But there was a pond that we got permission to fish in, and it was covered with duckweed. And we'd use jitterbugs, and man, because the duckweed doesn't stick to your lures, it just covers the surface. Provides a lot of great oxygen. And man, this bass would come up. It was really dark water underneath it too, like this, and bust it. There weren't any big ones. It was kind of like overrun with 12 inches or so. But man, it was so fun to see those fish come up and hammer it. Look at this. Look at this pass through here. Man, look at this. Why do I love the Mineland wildlife areas so much? I don't think you find this kind of stuff at big lakes. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe you do, but there's just so much wonderful shoreline that they pack into these pits. Yeah, I'll try one over here just for fun. There's a little guy. He was a little guy. I just got to find out how to set the hook on this thing. Obviously, you want to let them take it. You want to set it as soon as you see the water explode, because you're going to pull it right out of their mouths. However, that one I let them take it, and it still didn't hook up. Yeah, that was just such a lousy cast. Not much better, but closer to where I was going for. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Stay out of the bush. Stay out of the bush. No. Get the fish and pull it back down. It's pulling the boat, so I guess that's a pretty good sign. It's a big fish. Oh my. I'm going to need the net. Unless this is a catfish, because it's a catfish. I was thinking, crying out loud, because it wasn't coming up. Wow, my goodness. This is a nice catfish, let me tell you. I'm going to have to get a weight on this. My personal best catfish is a 9.5 pounder. This one's digging. Look at this dude, man. Can you believe this? Wow. Yep, I do have a net, and I guess I probably ought to use it. Come here, buddy. Although you look pretty tired. Oh, wow. Whoa. Not too many times you can grip a catfish. Wow. Oh, he took my bait off too. Okay, let's put this in this thing here that I've created and get this here. Don't worry, buddy. I'll let you back in just as soon as I can. Picture. Wahoo! Man, I was hoping that was a bass. On. We'll never know. Man, I'm telling you what. Oh, the biggest butterfingers you've ever seen when it comes to holding on to a dad-burn fish. Wow. Cool. Look at this dude. Holy cow. Wow. What a bluegill. Wow. That's amazing. Somebody want to catch some big bluegill, come to this pit. All right, so now we have the warmouth. Whoa, boy, buddy. Oh. Finned. Huck fin. Okay, so a huge bull bluegill, a warmouth, a catfish, a bass. Got a little bit of everything going on. Let's see what happens. A lousy cast. Perfect. I was going to put on the buzzbait, but I think that this has the quality of the buzzbait, the little propellers, and the ability of the frog to kind of just set and lure them to it. And the ability to do this like that. Just smacked it. Don't know what it was. It was a fairly nice one on that worm. I just said, are you kidding me? This is not a bass. This is one huge warmouth. Good grief, buddy. Easy, easy, easy. Look at the size of this dude. Picture, please. Man, that's a big warmouth. And he was really nailed too. He was not going to come off. Here, sorry. Let's see if I can pop that back through for you. Nope, nope. Don't do that. Look at the belly on this dude. There we go. You're not going to eat my worm. No, you're not. Look at this guy. Look at this beautiful specimen here. You can see that's a warmouth because it has these 3 fins down here. That is so beautiful. Okay, so this is definitely a place to go if you like panfish. Because that huge bluegill I caught, and then the warmouth just then, had another one on too. All right, well, I'm glad I checked my map, because when you come through the pass, if you turn right and head down this way, that's private property. There's a sign you can see on the other bank right around the corner here that says keep out or something like that. So that's all private property back there. But this way, it goes down and around and has all kinds of more fun stuff. I love it. So we're going to fish on the side we're supposed to. It's doing. Wow. Man, oh man. I guess it's okay. That was my concern. Huge, huge grass carp. Oh, it's lower than I thought. Big appetite. Let's see, I have a bent hook. Yeah, the devil's horse is still calling him in. Little guys, though. Thanks. Summertime fishing. Lots of little guys. Aggressive little bass. Learning lifelong lessons. And another. My goodness. I'll let you go. I will. I know you're almost free. No, you're not. You are pinned, buddy. Wow, both 2 hooks. Here, let me get this out for you. Which one will be the easiest to get out first? That one, and then this one. There we go. Pretty fish. That's 2 back to back. That's pretty good. Three in a row? Are you kidding me? Wow. It's not all the same fish either. Whoa, easy. I will let you go. Well, so this is unit 26, my retirement plan. And obviously this is a pit that has giant fish in it. Giant bluegill, giant warmouth, big catfish, huge grass carp. Not that anybody's really ever fishing for those. And I'm sure there's got to be big bass in here too. Although it's, you know, wow, going on 3 o'clock. I guess I'm done. And I haven't even made it back to the back. Of course, that's no big deal. I hardly ever make it around through one whole pit anyway before time runs out. But I hope that you enjoy this. If you are a pan fisherman, I definitely highly recommend you come here, because this pit has the biggest bluegill, whatever. I mean, I call bluegill. I don't know if they are bluegill or not, but big, whatever that was I caught, and warmouth, and obviously lots of bass. You come here with your kid. It does have a great boat launch. Come here with your kid in a boat with a few things of worms and some bobbers, and you're going to have your child hooked on fishing, and that's a good thing. Look what it did for me. Only I kind of got hooked on fishing all by my lonesome, but I mean with my brother's help. Anyway, hope you like it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, because YouTubers like that subscribe thing. Until later, bye.